What's going on, everyone? Gilman back with another video, and today we're doing it on the wealth side of things again. As I've done over the past couple of days, we're going to be looking at the Apple stock and what it did today, price action, as well as what we see kind of from a chart perspective moving forward. But before we get to that, if you could just take 5 seconds, subscribe, like the video, and comment if you think anything about the video. That would be greatly appreciated. It's free and it takes you literally 5 seconds, so please go ahead and do that. So getting right into it, we're going to take a look at the 1 day, 1 minute chart just to kind of see the price action of the day. And we kind of saw it, started at 116 and pretty much it trended downward from there. Now we see, the initial drop, trying to get to the VWAP, drop again, trying to push up, but then it continued selling off. And as you see throughout the course of the day, the gap between Apple's trading prices and the VWAP was widening, which is, definitely not a good thing. Apple was not trading too highly today, but then with the Fed announcement, it sort of spiked, and then dove right back down and continued. So as you see here, we were at a low in the high 112s, and the Fed announcement happened, popped up, the whole market did, and then we trended right back down. We ended actually at 112.05, which was the low of the day. So just again, 1 day, 1 minute, we started at the highest point and we ended at the lowest point, right? Which is as clear of an indication as you can get that today, Apple was generally downtrending. Now, one thing to really look at is what the market was doing, right? So we've got the Dow, which was up slightly, not too much, even that sort of crashed into the day, not really crashed, but came down at the end of the day. Then we've got the S&P 500, which was down a bit, and then NASDAQ. Now NASDAQ, as you guys know, is the tech heavy index, so it's really a good thing to compare Apple to kind of see how it's doing compared to Dow, which is the market, and then comparing it to the NASDAQ. Comparing it to the NASDAQ came down 1.25% today, but Apple was down 2.95, right? Almost 3%, which is almost twice, or more than twice what the NASDAQ was down. So that's something interesting to keep in mind. I've got Google here just for comparison. It was down 1.33%, which is pretty consistent with the NASDAQ being down. Let's see if we can maybe pull up some other stocks and see kind of how they did and compare Apple. So some other tech stocks would be like Tesla, which was again down 1.78%, Microsoft, which was down 1.79%, Amazon, which was down 2.5%. So as you can see, amongst all those, other than Shopify that I just pulled up, Apple was down, kind of more than the overall NASDAQ and more than the tech stocks that we could sort of compare it to. With the Fed announcement, I sort of, purposefully did not want to be in a position at that time because I know that it could be volatile if they said something like, oh, we're actually going to increase interest rates, right? Everything drops. But if they say something like, oh, we're going to support the economy, we're going to do, whatever it takes to kind of get back to normal, which is kind of what they did, we see this spike here. But then as you see, that maybe people realized that that's what they'd been saying all along. So the initial spike was not held for very long, and then we kind of continued downward for the day. Now, one thing that I really want to highlight here is if we take a look at the 5-day chart, last week on the 11th, we hit a low point of 110. But we didn't break through 110, and if we keep scrolling backward just a little bit, we see that on the 4th, we trended downward and bounced off 110.89. The reason I say that, this is a big deal is because we are at 112 right now. So the two things that could sort of happen is if it trends towards 110, it's kind of bounced off of it twice. The third time it could just kind of go through, or it goes down there again, and let me bring up the moving averages so we can kind of see this. But the moving averages from the daily chart, there is a support at 109.68, and that's a 50-day moving average. So maybe it bounces off of that and then continues its rally up. We won't know what's going to happen until it tests that level, if it continues downward. Now, it could continue upward and make its way towards the 20 moving average, right? It could continue upward and try to hit that 120 level that it's tried twice but not been able to break. We don't know. But I'm just telling you guys that if it trends downward, that is sort of the next key point to watch out for, is whether or not it can hold that 110 and bounce back and then hopefully rally up again, or if that 110 will finally be broken now that it's the third time that it's sort of trying to break through that. That's all I had for you guys today. Really won't know kind of the direction. It was definitely downtrending today, so if you took a day trade today and did well on that, let me know down in the comment section below. But I definitely think that, you know, sort of tomorrow's price action, and whether it's trending upward or downward, will let us know, you know, where Apple is headed. So hope you found that helpful. If you did, please drop a like, subscribe, comment down below if you have anything, or if you want me to do any other stocks. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.